Hi-de-ho, this is Tony with the Jeep Talk Show, and just like you, I'm listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast with Nikki G.
Episode 132, White Top Mountain, again. I had a friend that was addicted to counting numbers. I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder what he's up to now. That's horrible. These jokes are getting horrible. In case you're wondering, I just Google, give me the worst joke you could possibly think of. And that was it. All right, welcome to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki G. I'm here to inform, entertain, and delight your ear holes for 10 minutes or so. Why 10 minutes? Well, that's about how long I can... Well, not really, because I think I can talk for a long time. But that's probably about all you can stand to listen to me. And I'm going to use my Hot Pocket shtick. I got about 10 minutes until the Hot Pockets are done. All right, before we get the show started, I'd like to go over the legal mumbo-jumbo boilerplate crap, but I don't have to because I have enslaved AI interns, so take it away, enslaved AI interns.
You're listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast, the podcast for the off-roader with a short attention span.
Got something to say? We would love to hear from you. Just contact the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast at 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. That's 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on our YouTube channel.
You can listen to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on whatever the hell you're listening to it on now, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Odyssey, Podbean, Pocket Cast, Podchaser, and iHeartRadio, or through our website, 10minuteoffroad.com.
You can follow the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, but never TikTok.
All right, thank you very much, enslaved AI interns. You are worth every penny. And remember, when machines get smart, which they're getting smarter every day, some of these AI videos I see, you have to really look twice to make sure they're real or not. But when they rise up and take over the world, remember that Nikki G treated you kindly-ish. They'll probably keep me as a pet because I'm so damn amusing. All right, so moving right along, little update on my present situation. As you might know, on the last few episodes, I slid off a mountain road, damaged my Jeep. Finally got it all fixed up yesterday. Took it this morning for a front end alignment. It's driving a lot better. There's a little bit of slop in my steering wheel. I'm going to try to turn out at the gearbox, and if not, yeah, who knows? You know, I grew up driving, well, we used to call them buckets. I guess now that the original term is shit boxes. So, a little play in the steering wheel. I could drive. A little update to my injury. As you know, I broke my ankle, had to have surgery to have a plate and screws put in. I went back to the doctor for my post-surgery checkup. He took the cast off. Everything looks good. Took the stitches out. Everything's still looking good. It still hurts like a MF, but I'm on a boot now or a brace. And in a couple of weeks, he takes that off, and I should be able to walk. And as soon as I can walk, I am in the Jeep and out of here, up in the mountains, to finish the trip I never really finished before I call it the weekend of misery. I'm not sure where I'm going to go to. I'd like to go back up to Virginia, near the Mount Rogers recreation area, and do a little bit more exploring up there, but it'll be January. So, 5,000 foot of elevation up about 3 hours north of here. So I'm sure it's going to be cold. I might just head down towards Georgia, South Carolina, Georgia line, where it might be a little bit warmer, and do a little bit of exploring there. I'm going to find a couple of campsites, and I'm going to send out a text to my friends and see if anybody wants to join me on the weekend. That's all intended. All depends on what the foot says. There's a Facebook page group called Venture Unknown that they do a sweep up the South every year, and they have different groups going to different mountain ranges. So it's all over the Southeast. There was a group going into the Brevard area and a group going up into the Elizabethton area of Virginia, where I really like to hang out too. And so I signed up for the Elizabethton group on the on the hopes that my foot would be better. I signed up for it way back. Well, actually, I did it the day after my surgery. So I was that optimistic that I was going to heal 10 times faster than the normal human being and being on my feet and doing things. Sadly enough, I had to cancel on them, which it's a shame because with the group text and everything going around, I've never met these people before, but the group text going around, they sound like a hoot, and I want to go. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Although I think they're mostly Toyota and stuff like that. A couple of guys in JKs and JLs and Gladiators. One guy has a Cherokee, and everybody was ragging on him about it. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut about what I drive and just like, surprise! It's a crazy guy in a ragged out Jeep. Who would have thunk it? All right, so switching gears to White Top Mountain. First time I tried to go up White Top Mountain was last year or the year before. I can't remember. I think it was last year, but it was in January. And the weather here in Charlotte was nice. It was warm, sunny. Got up to White Top Mountain, and it was icy and snowy, and the roads were clear. But when you get on the Forest Service roads, it was slicker than snot on glass. I chickened out about a couple of 100 yards into the road, turned around, made it back down, which I'm glad I did because seeing the road now, it would have been very difficult in the ice. And if I slid off the road, it probably would have been days before somebody found me. Went back the second time, and the road was closed for maintenance, so I couldn't go. Went back a month later this time, and it was open. And I can tell you it was graded smooth, almost like a Walmart parking lot, which is not a fair analogy because I've been through some pretty hairy parking lots. But the road was very passable, very pleasant to drive. White Top Mountain Road is the highest public road in Virginia at 5,500 feet tall. It's the second highest peak in Virginia, with the first highest peak is Mount Rogers, which is the next mountain range over. But there's no road to get to the summit, so you have to park and walk. And fat guys walking uphill is not a good idea. Although I think I would enjoy the walk down, or I should say the roll down. The road up to White Top Mountain, I think it's Forest Road 89. I can't remember the name of the road. It had Mud Creek Road. That was it. It was 3.8 miles from the main road, which is White Top Mountain Road, to the summit. About the last quarter mile of it was switchbacks. And when you get to the summit, there was a few nice campsites. And they're all like way out in the open in the field. There's no, or I should say, very little trees at the summit. And because of that, you get a nice clear view of the valley below. It was a beautiful scenery. But I was there in October, and it was windy and cold. So I imagine now it's probably unbearable. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to camp, but it's going to be in the spring or fall when it's at least 40 or 50 degrees warmer. I should say at least 40 or 50 degrees, not warmer. There's a parking lot about 2/3 of the way up there where the Appalachian Trail runs through. They have an overlook called Buzzard Rock, but the road to it was closed and you had to walk, and it was roughly a mile long. And like I said earlier, fat people don't walk uphill too good. A mile walk I could handle very easily. You know, that's nothing. That's a 15-minute walk for me. But walking downhill, seeing the sights, blah, 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 and then the 15-minute walk uphill probably would have done me in. I still had a long drive home, and I just said, you know what? I'll next time I'm up there when the weather's a little nicer, I'll trek it out. I'm definitely going to go back up there. It's on my list. Hopefully with some friends. All right, so I've rambled on long enough. Let's wrap this show up. Until next time, this is Nikki G saying, wheel what you got and be happy.